for convicted felon Donald Trump.
Yes.
This is called normalization.
Yes.
This is the descent into fascism, if we so choose.
Okay. She says, we're fighting 24/7. We are in crisis. These are the final hours. We need you. We need all of you. So this is Catherine Harris. So this is a lost cause. CBS News. We're going to have to forge on without them and just acknowledge complete leftist capture. But it's sad because it used to be our most revered organization here. I mean, of all the news outlets, CBS News used to be the one we all wanted to work at.
The liberal press just can't help themselves, can they? Trump's barely taken his seat in the Oval Office and already they're acting like it's the apocalypse. Why? Because their favorite party lost, and now they're throwing a national fit disguised as serious news. The outrage and overreactions are reaching new heights, so much so that even Megyn Kelly, yes, Megyn Kelly had to step in and call out the nonsense with some overdue honesty. If you're here for bold opinions and total media meltdowns, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button.
She goes over to the View, and boy, did she let it rip. Watch stop 15.
Nobody gets a pass trashing America.
Yeah.
Puerto Rican Americans, nobody gets a pass degrading people. Nobody gets a pass degrading legal migrants and terrorizing people. Nobody gets a pass threatening his enemies with using the military against them. Nobody gets a pass on inciting an insurrection. Nobody gets a pass on saying he fancies Hitler and wants to have generals like his. Nobody gets a pass on insulting veterans and saying those who died for our country are suckers and losers,
right,
except for convicted felon Donald Trump.
Yes.
This is called normalization.
Yes.
This is the descent into fascism, if we so choose.
So here we go again with Mika Brzezinski beating the panic drum, listing off Trump's supposed wrongs. Catch the tone. She sounds outraged that voters dared to give Trump another chance after returning to office. MSNBC's gone into overdrive, treating every small slip like the sky's falling. Luckily, people like Megyn Kelly are cutting through the noise. She's not backing down, breaking through the chaos with reason, facts, and a hard reset on the narrative. Watch Megyn take apart Mika's rant point by point with surgical precision.
She says, we're fighting 24/7. We are in crisis. These are the final hours. We need you. We need all of you. We need all of you to vote. Hitler! Hitler, Hitler, Hitler! The descent into fascism. Normalizing January 6th. It's a day of love. I'll say it again and again and again. Normalizing enemy from within.
Megyn Kelly came out swinging, torching Mika Brzezinski for her latest fear-fueled monologue and urgent plea to stop Trump with her usual unshakable delivery. Megyn exposed MSNBC's clear double standard, showing how they panic at Trump's every move while giving Biden a pass for real crises. She laid out the facts: inflation spiking, the southern border unraveling, and the Afghanistan pullout fiasco under Biden. Yet Mika says nothing. But Trump makes a typo and it's headline news. Megyn's message was clear. This isn't journalism, it's activism on camera, and she's calling it
And I don't know why Donald Trump can vomit racism and his supporters clap. Meanwhile, she's asked to do everything in this campaign in 3 months. She has done everything that's been asked of her and more. And she's trying, with the help of others, to take us away from a very dangerous path. We're on the edge of a cliff. This is the final hour.
She's done everything we've asked of her? Like, to put two sentences together without sounding dumb? To actually answer questions that are pretty simple? She hasn't done that, Mika. We've been really following it very closely here. I think I can safely say she hasn't done that. It's a real problem, and it's directly led to her crappy poll numbers. And no amount of hysteria on your part. Just take a deep breath, sister, okay?
Hold up. Does anyone out there recall Kamala Harris getting through a speech without spewing nonsense in sentence form? Didn't think so. Got a favorite gibberish moment? Drop it in the comments. I could use the laugh. This is the same VP who once ran for president and was tasked with handling the border. What did she do with that responsibility? Nothing unless you count avoiding the border and tossing around vague cliches. Meanwhile, crossings skyrocketed, towns were flooded, and chaos took hold. Yet the media still props her up like some iconic leader instead of the liability she's proven to be.
And it's really irresponsible. And I really don't think, we didn't even want to confirm a Supreme Court justice nominated by an outgoing president. Why should an outgoing president be allowed to start World War III and then pass the baton to the incoming? They give security briefings to the incoming president at this point. He should be involved at a minimum in the decision making here, because he's the one who's going to have to deal with this. Trump, not Biden. I mean, Biden can't be reached by anybody. Not even Jill, I'm sure, at this point.
Megyn Kelly didn't stop with Mika's rant. She also defended Trump from the never-ending media onslaught. She reminded viewers that Trump has barely returned, yet critics act like he's been back for years. Before he can do anything, he's dealing with Biden's disasters. She highlighted the Russia-Ukraine conflict, which escalated under Biden's passive stance. Funny how Putin stayed put during Trump's first term. Megyn's argument was direct. Media outlets are blaming Trump for everything while ignoring the wreckage left by Biden's term. Trump's cleaning house, but MSNBC wants instant fixes while Biden got a 4-year free pass.
Trump dance is everywhere. It was in the footy, it's even in European soccer, but not everywhere on American television. What is going on with CBS?
I mean, they continue to beclown themselves. I feel like the Trump dance is a little higher.
Yeah.
I think it could be down low. Yeah. I think it's like a little higher, isn't it? And then you got to do the golf swing. Right? That's part of it. CBS, they haven't learned. Did you see Scott Pelley's summary of the Trump nominees? You've never seen a piece of tape so biased, just ripping. He pulled out the worst allegation against each one of them, as if it completely defined each nominee and was the sum and substance of each man or woman. The least generous, most oppo dump piece of information. That's 60 Minutes. That's CBS.
Megyn Kelly also slammed CBS for their ridiculous outrage over Trump's now viral dance clip. True to form, the network turned a fun moment into a national crisis. Instead of reporting on real issues, they obsessed over Trump's body language. Megyn called out the absurd double standard. Why does a dance get more media coverage than Biden stumbling through world events? And she didn't stop there. Megyn shredded the media's non-stop attacks on Trump's team, digging up tweets to discredit anyone linked to him. Meanwhile, CBS edited Kamala Harris interviews to make her sound coherent. Megyn wasn't having it.
They still haven't released a transcript, and she's lost. So release the transcript now. Let's see what you did to improve her chances with her mangled answers. They won't, which means releasing it will confirm they behaved unethically. There's zero reason now not to release it. She lost. It's over. Let us see how bad she was. Unless it's not her badness they're trying to hide, but their own. 60 for 2 massive presidential election cycles now has beclowned itself. With the Trump thing, they can't verify the laptop. It's unverifiable. Well, their own organization verified it 2 years later.
Megyn's absolutely on point and didn't sugarcoat it. The networks weren't just covering for Kamala Harris. They were covering for themselves. They knew if people saw the full footage, it would reveal the truth. The woman, one heartbeat from the presidency, often sounds completely lost. But instead of reporting honestly, the media carefully edits clips to protect her image. It's not about accountability. It's about brand protection. If Americans saw the raw footage, they'd start questioning the networks themselves, and that's the last thing the press wants. Megyn called it out for what it is. Pure media manipulation.
So this is Catherine Harris. So this is a lost cause, CBS News. We're going to have to forge on without them and just acknowledge complete leftist capture. But it's sad because it used to be our most revered organization here. I mean, of all the news outlets, CBS News used to be the one we all wanted to work at. It was Mike Wallace, it was Ed Bradley, it was 60 Minutes Murderers Row. They would sit down with the Ayatollah and give him a grilling. It was magical. It was amazing. Those days are gone.
It's sad but true. CBS was once the gold standard of news back in the day. You could count on them for fair, clear, unbiased reporting. Viewers trusted the network to stick to the facts, not spin a story for political gain. They didn't pick sides. They just reported the truth and held all leaders accountable. But now, they handled Democrats with care and come out swinging against Republicans. CBS went from balanced journalism to narrative control. The credibility they spent years building is now falling apart, and the audience sees it. They're losing trust fast, and it's their own fault.
For sure, we're getting rid of these illegals. For sure, the deportations are happening. This guy, Homan, as we discussed, he means business. Trump means business. This truly was a mandate to get them out, as many as humanly possible. You can do it humanely, at least in the case of those who aren't active criminals, but it must be done. And I mean, many of us have been wondering how on earth are they going to do it without the help of some extra force, because ICE doesn't have the bodies. So what if we use the National Guard to help with this kind of thing?
Megyn Kelly closed it out by backing one of Trump's most debated, but in her eyes, vital promises: deporting all illegal immigrants and restoring law and order. From the start, Trump made it clear the border would be a top concern. Since returning, he's already begun mass deportations. Move Megyn sees as a win. Predictably, outlets like MSNBC and CBS are calling it cruel, but Megyn says it's just enforcing the law. Without borders, there's no nation. For her, it's not about party, it's about protecting jobs, safety, and a broken system. If the press won't say it,